Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Well, what can I say about today? It's day 2 of the shit show, pardon my expression. However, that's true. And I'm sure a lot of people out there are winging for one guy or another. However, us precious metal peeps really don't worry about it. Presidents don't have a lot to do with the economy on the long-term basis. Maybe on the short-term basis they do, and maybe perhaps if they start wars or end wars they can as well. Presidents do have some power, but it seems like that central bankers hold all the keys to everything that makes things happen. So meanwhile, no matter who wins in this election, I think we're fine as far as precious metals go. Today's markets were kind of slightly sideways and not much up, a little bit up today and then a little bit down, about kind of sideways actions from yesterday, and kind of what I predicted. I figured it'd be about the same, maybe a little bit up. I think the coin predicted that we'd have an up day as well. And I guess technically we did have an up day as far as the coin was concerned, because we were up to that, 1907, 1910 mark, and then back down to around that 1900 mark. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with election uncertainty. Meanwhile, no matter who wins this election, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's Biden, I think that we are in a gold and silver bull market. I don't think that an election loss or win by either one of these gentlemen is going to make a big difference either way to us. The only difference that I could see is that a Biden win would create maybe a quicker short-term gain on gold and silver. There's an upside to a Biden win for gold and silver people. And really, there is no downside to it. If Trump wins again, he's just kicking the can down the road economically as well. Central bankers do run the world, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. When we see some dollar strength, we're going to see some weakness in gold and silver. When we see dollar weakness, we're going to see strength in gold and silver. And I think under either administration, we're going to overall see dollar weakness. No country has ever had a fiat currency that survived for any length of time. The United States is the experiment. We are the longest surviving fiat currency in history, and both of these gentlemen are not going to change that either way. Again, I think one will kick the can down the road a little bit longer, which would be Trump, and I think the other one will expedite the demise of the U.S. dollar, which is Biden, just by endless spending, and that's kind of who they are. But either way, if you got gold and silver, you're in a good position. Meanwhile, buy these effing dips when you can. So if you see dips in precious metals, buy them. I wanted to bring up another subject about cryptocurrencies. I certainly don't ever have wanted to come across, and I don't think I have, as being anti-crypto. I think cryptocurrencies are a fiat currency. No less, I believe they are a fiat currency. However, I do believe it is the future of fiat currencies. There's no doubt in my mind that it is the future of currencies, fiat currencies. The only reason I don't think that private fiat currencies will survive is because governments and banks hate competitions and they make the rules. So I think at some point governments will control cryptocurrencies, and that will be the future. So I'm not against the future, and at some point, if it's a little bit safer and perhaps it's not as trackable, who doesn't like privacy when it comes to their money and their finances? Everyone does. Then I kind of would be for it. Who wants to go against the future? But on the other hand, too, the loss of power, the loss of internet, then what really do you have in your hand? You have your telephone, that's it. With your keys to your cryptocurrencies or whatever, you can't do anything with it. That is the one positive side of a piece of paper with a dollar printed on it, is that even with no electricity, in the darkest, dankest parts of the jungles in the United States and the mountains, you could trade and buy something with it. So there are the downsides of the cryptos. Meanwhile, do I think cryptos replace gold and silver? Hell no. Gold and silver is a tangible product. There's only so much. It's created by stars. I think technically to create it, I think they have created a little bit in a scientific setting, but it costs such an enormous amount of money in some kind of collider or something to create a little piece of gold, like a micron or whatever, I don't know what it was. So I think technically it's impossible. Pretty much only stars can create gold. Meanwhile, cryptocurrencies, are created by man. Can the encryption be busted? Sure, at some point by supercomputers, all the encryption can be busted. So I mean, how safe are they over time versus a dollar bill, which can be counterfeited at any time? So I mean, there's a lot of plus or minuses to this. So I'm definitely not anti-crypto. I am pro-gold. And the reason I am pro-gold is because when you have an ounce of gold in your hand, it's very unlikely that someone can counterfeit that gold, steal that gold from you very easily. And if the power goes out, you still own it in your hand. It's a tangible asset, kind of like property, real property. It is a tangible asset. Anyway, didn't mean to digress there. Well, what's it going to be tomorrow, folks? Bull or bear? Take a spin here on this horrifying looking pine desk. My gosh. I don't know where these patterns come from on this thing. Take a look and let's see what our market coin says for markets tomorrow. Bear market. Interesting. The coin says a bear market tomorrow. And I kind of feeling like it's going to be about par value, give or take $10. With this uncertainty of the election, I think the markets, all markets are going to kind of just like quiver for a little bit here until everything is kind of decided. I believe with a Biden win that you will see stock markets up because they're all about stimulus. They're all greedy fuckers. All they care about is that stimulus right now. And that's what Wall Street is all excited about. If Biden wins, they'll get the stimulus, and stimulus will be good for Wall Street. Really, and they are greedy fuckers. Sorry, I say that. And really, us gold and silver and precious metal peeps, I guess you can say we're kind of a little bit greedy as well because we're hedging our bets. But really, would you bet against a country for it? No, probably not. But anyway, that's really about it. What else? Best deals out there, Krugerrands and US 90% silver. Still the cheapest way to buy gold and silver out there. If you live in my neighborhood, ask for it. If we got it, we'll hook you up with it. The two best products, I think, as far as recognizable products and cheapest premiums. And if you don't live in my area, ask your local coin dealer for it. And if you don't have a local coin dealer, call me. Maybe I know someone in your area, and I'll try to refer you to them. If not, I'll refer you to who I think the best online seller is. That's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals, hoping to get my new computer, my new microphone by the end of the weekend so I can give you my reports with all my little visuals with it. Anyway, have a great evening. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Either way, no matter who wins, relax. We're going to be okay. Another election 4 years from now, no matter who you picked. Have a great evening. Talk to you soon.